My name is Allison Wellington, and I am a certified dating and relationship coach. Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to be found by the partner that you deserve. So, I want to do a quick check-in. I want to make sure that you guys are here and present. I want to know how you are feeling. Many times when I work with my clients, right before I work with my clients, I do this inventory and I have a consultation with them and I ask them, what are they afraid of? What are their concerns? What are their limitations? And I ask them, are you afraid that you're never going to find a fulfilling, loving partnership? So if that's you, I'd like for you to put a 1 in the chat. Are you afraid that you're never going to find a fulfilling, loving partnership? For some people, it's not that. They just don't want to date again. They don't want to date or they don't want to date again. They've been heartbroken. They've heard other people's stories. And if that's you, if you're dreading dating again, I want you to press number 2. Put a number 2 in the chat if that's you. If you are concerned that the dating pool is just non-existent, so you're not afraid that you never find partnership eventually, you don't dread dating per se, but your fear is you're just not sure if your guy is in the dating pool for you, then you're a person, then I want you to go ahead and put a 3 in the chat. And if it's all three at all 3 of y'all, I want you to put 1, 2, and 3. All right. Any combination that you see fit. Oh, why did my light just happen to die on me? That's not nice. Let me turn on this one and see how long I have. And then let me turn up the light on here. And hopefully that makes the difference. Okay. So I'm looking in the chat. I'm seeing the 1s. I'm seeing the 2s. I'm seeing the 3s. I understand. I get it. I appreciate it. So let's get into what I'm going to be covering today. So what's our topic outline? The first thing that we are going to be discussing is self-reflection, self-reflecting on your own mistakes. A relationship is a 2-part thing, right? And then we also have societal pressures and we have familial pressures. At minimum, it starts with 2 people. And so even though we might have had some undesirable experiences with the people that we've dated, been in relationship with, engaged, or married to, we all have played a role in how we show up in those romantic relationships. Some of us have fumbled a good partner in our youth. And so we have to be reflective on the mistakes that we've made first before we point fingers at others. So that's one of the first things we're going to cover in today's training. Number 2, we're going to talk about how you're going to build yourself up to be the catch versus you trying to do the catching. Many of us have very high standards and expectations, as you should. You see this line on the internet a lot that says, pick better, choose better, and that's what we're doing. But in order for us to choose better, we have to be better, right? If we want the man that is the best, that's the most desirable, then that means that we need to be the best and desirable and the best version of ourselves. So we're going to cover that. We're going to then move on to how to sit back and relax and to allow love to come to you. This is not fully passive. And this is no shade, but I see a lot of times online that people said, I'm waiting for God to send me my husband. But at the same time that we're praying for God to do just that, we also have to do the work to show up and be present and be seen, right? Faith without works is dead. So we're showing up, but then we're also allowing love to come to us. It's a combination, and I'm going to cover that. And then lastly, we're going to talk about how, literally, what do you do to position yourself to be found by your husband? Okay, so a little bit about me. I've been doing counseling. I've been in the counseling industry for over 12 years. Okay, I have 2 master's degrees, and my most recent one is a master's degree in mental health counseling. I'm a certified dating and relationship coach with over 275 testimonials. And if I can just toot my own horn for a little bit, I have never seen any other coach in the industry with as many testimonials. Actually, I was so excited. My husband was next to me a few hours ago, and an email came in from one of my former clients who says that she's engaged. Now, I was going to push it and say, where's my invitation? But I'm just happy for her. And I asked her to submit a testimonial so that she can show other women. She's plus 40. I want to say she was pushing 50 in California. Black, beautiful woman, long, natural hair, locks, like all of the different things, the things that people say that no one wants, right? And she's done it through working with me. So over 275 testimonials. I'm happily married. This is my husband, Andrew. He's actually, if anyone's wondering, because some people like to wonder, he's with my mom and the kids so that I can have a nice, quiet opportunity for you guys. For those who have worked with me in coaching, sometimes you might hear a random, yeah, we're not having that tonight. I need to make sure that I'm 100% focused, okay? And a mama bear. So this was 2 Christmases ago, where this is my Rogie bear, Rogue Wellington. She's grown up and it's become absolutely insane. And then I just had my second daughter, Phoenix. Okay. So these are some of the people who have worked with me. And the reason why I'm going to highlight them and I'm going to continue to highlight others is because one of the biggest issues that I'm looking at you, one of the biggest issues that you are facing is a lack of belief. And so I need to show you the different colors, the different sizes, the different ages, the different parental statuses, the different locations of the people that I've worked with. Because when they listen to me and they listen to the advice that I'm going to give you now in the next 40 minutes, over 8 weeks, but over in the next 40 minutes, it works. It works if you work it. So we have Keita, who's from Atlanta. She's a nurse. We have Nigel, yes, a man in Houston. He got married, I guess it was a year and some change ago. I was at that wedding in Long Island. And we have Katrina, a mom. She is engaged. She's getting married in August, and I will be at that wedding. So again, different tones, different sizes, different parental statuses. Not a mom, is a mom, a man, right? Different cities. New York don't have no good men. DC don't have no good men. Yeah, I'm going to be highlighting that because a major part of what I'm teaching you is very practical, but it's about believing and executing. Okay. This is one of my favorite clients, Jessica, plus 40, in from Jamaica, living in Miami. And I remember one of the first things that she told me when we spoke on the phone is, well, Allison, I'm dark skinned and I live in Miami where, the favorite type are the Hispanic girls, the light skinned girls, the girls with the curly hair. And so I don't know if this is going to work for me, the partner you deserve. Okay. And it keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going. Again, different ages, different complexions, different parental statuses, different points in their life. It happens over and over and over again because these ladies listened and they believed that it would work. So it did work. And over again and over again, different ages, different colors, different sizes. This is one of my favorite clients. Her name is Adrienne from Virginia, mom of 2 teenage girls. Another one of my clients, a school-age boy as a son. Over and over and over again. Allie, I thank God for you. You helped me discover my true self and my true desires. You helped me get ready for the man who has changed my life. I don't know how to thank you. And of course, because I'm so talkative, I sent a minute long voice note back when Instagram limited your voice notes to a minute. So now that I have shown you that complexion, size, age, parental status, location does not matter. Once you listen to what I advise you to do, I need you to promise to take action. And if you are willing to take action, I want you to raise your hand in the comments now. I see Iman raised her hand. Thank you. Appreciate you. Keep them going. Keep them going. Raise your hand. I've had clients who are 28. I have clients who are 75. It works if you work it. The problem is we fall off so frequently. Shout out to everybody who's raising your hand. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it. Yes, Gina, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. It works if you work it. Okay. So why are we taking action right now? Why is now the time? Now is the time because biologically, time is not on our side. And this is not only for the people who want to be moms. There are plenty of women who don't want to be moms or don't want to have more children. Life is short, period. Biologically, for all of us, we are mere mortals. Time is not on our side. And so we have to take action and take action immediately in any and everything that we need. Okay. Now is also the time for us to take action right now, tonight, today, because new relationships are starting every day. And when people jokingly say, oh, all the good men are married, I don't know how true that is. I'm sure that the good men are snatching up the good women, but those relationships are starting every day. So we need to take action and take action immediately. Okay. Now is still the time. Why? Because you are building a lifestyle. You are building a legacy. You are creating the dream that you want to live out every day and that you desire. And it's not cheap for you to live your life. And it's not easy for you to be able to build the lifestyle that you want. It would be so much cheaper to, I'm just giving you practical, right? I'm not giving you lovey-dovey on Valentine's Day Eve. I'm giving you practical. That's how I function. It is so much cheaper to live the lifestyle you want when you are at minimum splitting it 50-50. And for my girlies who's not doing 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, 100-0. It is so much easier to create the lifestyle that you want when you're doing it with somebody else, right? So this is the time to take action. This is also the time to take action. Now is the time because you deserve to have someone that you can rely on right now. It is wintertime. It is snowing. I don't want you to have to shovel out your car anymore. I don't want you to have to worry about a lawsuit in front of your house because you didn't put the salt down. Now is the time. The economy is up and down and left and right. Our rights might be taken from us at any given moment. I need someone that I can rely on. I need someone I can rely on right now. So now is the time for you to take action. Okay. So this training is for you if you are looking for a committed relationship. You tend to self-sabotage the relationships that you do get into. You tend to date the same toxic types. If you are afraid to love again, this training is for you. But most importantly, if you are ready to do the work, I will not lie to you and say that this thing is easy. It is not. But with my guidance and support, you will get there. Okay. So by the end of this training, you will be able to analyze your own personal shortcomings. You talked about that reflection. Why I had this cute little picture of me reflecting in a mirror, right? So your own shortcomings. That's the first step. Then we're going to brainstorm an action plan as to how you're going to make yourself more desirable. And most importantly, anyone who's ever been in my coaching, I have people who are on here for a little touch up. I have people who are actively in coaching. You have to make yourself desirable, but more importantly, we need to repel the unqualified people. Okay. And lastly, by the end of this training, you are going to gain confidence in your ability to be found by the partner that you deserve. So, if you are here, you want to be in a loving, fulfilling partnership, and you are not asking for too much. Many times, that's our fear. People tell us we're asking for too much. You want too much. You want too much. You're not asking for too much by desiring to be in a loving, fulfilling relationship. It's just not the truth. So, I need you to dispel that right now. But you have some fears. We have to be honest. Let's talk about those fears. Some of them is that you're never going to find an equally yoked partner. Some of you are afraid that the dating scene is just too rough for you, that there aren't enough good potential mates out there, and that you are afraid to open up again. Those are some of the fears that I hear over and over and over again. Allison, I'm never going to have my own family. Time is running out and I want children. I just don't know if it's going to happen. Maybe I should do it by myself. I don't know. Some of you are afraid that you ostracized by society or your community, your friendships, your friend circle. There's also constant judgment. When is it going to happen for me? It always happens for them. And some of us are afraid to die alone. We just don't want to do it, right? Now I am here to illuminate the truth for you. The truth is that you are making some key mistakes and we are going to correct them right now. I'm going to teach you how to fix those mistakes. This is not a fluff training. This is the real deal. This is what I do with my clients day in and day out. The first mistake many of you are making is that your picker is broken. Your vetting sucks. You're not asking the right questions. You're not asking at the right time. You're not wording them correctly to even elicit an honest response. And then even when you do get honest responses, your discernment sucks because you're not staying 10 toes down in your standards. You're making excuses. You're making exceptions. All right, I could accept this because he has that. Oh, he makes money, so I can allow this. Or he's tall, so I can allow that. So your picker is broken. We're going to fix the picker tonight. You believe there are no good men. You're absolutely right and wrong at the same time. As long as you believe it to be true, it will be true. If you believe that you cannot lose the weight, then you are not going to diet and exercise. By not dieting and exercise, you never lost the weight. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. So yeah, it's true. There are no good men as long as you say so, because you are then going to attract no good men, and or you're never going to put yourself out there to be found by good men, right? So you're right and you're wrong at the same time. The last mistake that you're making is that you're not socializing, either online or offline. We're going to talk about both. I'm going to tell you how to win at both. I'm telling you now, and I say this lovingly. If you're on here and you're new to me, I apologize in advance. I am a 100% straight shooter, which is why my clients love me. I say this lovingly. People say in my comments, "Oh, I gotta go outside. Oh, I gotta, he's not gonna be under the tree at Christmas. He's not gonna be, no, he's not." And I don't find it funny because this is what I do. This is my passion. This is what I love. It's not funny to me, right? No, he will never be delivered to you in an Amazon package. He will never be underneath the Christmas tree. You cannot add to cart. You have to go outside and be socializing, or you have to be on apps. One, the other, or both. That is what it is, period. But I will teach you how to do it quickly, easily, and efficiently. Okay. So, how do we fix these things? As I said, this training is not a puff. This is the real deal. How do you fix the broken picker? Number one, you need to have a line of questioning from the beginning, from the beginning. Do not allow social media or your male friends to lie to you, the male friends who are players, who aren't even in healthy, happy relationships, who are cheating or doing whatever. Do not listen to people who do not have results. Do not listen to people who are not already in healthy, committed relationships. You are asking from the absolute beginning the questions you need to know to figure out whether or not they're an appropriate match. How do you figure out what those questions are? You first need to be clear on exactly what you want. You need to know what you want first in order for you to ask questions to see if they want what you want. What does that look like? I like to compare it to going to the supermarket. If you are looking to make a specific dish, you want to make a meat lasagna. You've never made a meat lasagna. You've seen it in restaurants. You've seen it online in passing, but you've never made it on your own. The meat lasagna is a healthy, committed relationship, by the way, in this scenario. You never made it on your own, but you've seen it. You want it. So, what do you normally do? If you don't have the answer, then you're going to Google it. You're going to get a recipe. You'll see the list of ingredients. You'll go to the supermarket, Instacart, order the ingredients, right? You need all of the ingredients in order for it to come out right. You need to be clear on exactly what you need in order for you to make the lasagna, in order for you to bake the lasagna, in order for you to eat the delicious lasagna. You need to be clear on what you need first from the beginning. So you need to go through, what are my non-negotiables? What are the things that are an absolute must for me? How does this man need to show up in the world? What are the behaviors and traits? And I'll touch on this more later. What are the behaviors and traits that I need from this man in order for him to be an appropriate match for me? Once I'm clear on those things, I can then create a list of questions to figure out, a list of behaviors to figure out whether or not that man has those things. I will also challenge you to say, I need you to have those things too. So when people talk about being realistic in the dating scene, you can't be saying, I want a guy who's a great communicator because my communication sucks. So I need him to be able to counter that. It does not work like that. The reason why it doesn't work like that, because a great communicator, a man who communicates great, which is difficult, not impossible, difficult to find, right? That's not their area of expertise. He's going to want somebody who's just as good as him. So you need to make sure that you have the things, or you can complement the things that you demand. Okay. So again, fixing your broken picker, you need a line of questioning from the beginning by first being clear about what you want and then follow through accordingly. You know what you want, you come up with the questions, you ask the questions. Okay. Number two, how do we change, right? How do we flip this? I believe there's no good men. I need you to retrain your brain. You could do it through journaling. You could do it through affirmations. You can do it through prayer. You could do it through meditation. But I need you to retrain your brain, because there has to be good men out there because there are good women out there. And I don't believe that God would do us like that. Now, are they harder to find? Perhaps. And that's why you're here with me tonight, to learn, right? However, they exist. As long as you exist, they exist. How do we fix the non-socialization? We socialize. This is easy. And that's why I put suck it up, buttercup. You need to go outside and ideally go online as well. I need both, ideally. If you're only doing one, you need to double down on one or the other. Okay. So will you still meet some duds? Yes. Do not tell me, oh, Allison, I went out yesterday and I met a guy and he wasn't all that, and then I blame you. No, this is simple math. Okay. For every happy, committed partner that you know, right? Person that you know, a girlfriend, a guy friend, your mom, cousin, whoever, they're happy. Think about how many boyfriends or girlfriends they had before they met their wife or their husband. The nature of the game is that you're going to have X amount of failed relationships before you're happy. That is what it is. If they've had one boyfriend or one ex-husband, one girlfriend, one ex-wife, one ex-fiance before the person that they're with now, that they're happy, that means that 50% of their relationships failed. Now, we all know you learn from your experiences, but relatively speaking, 50%. If you just had one boyfriend before you were happy, forget about if you had five. I don't even want to do the math. Let's do four. Four, that's 80%. The nature of the game is that you will meet duds. The nature of the game is that you will go through breakups. The nature of the game is that most human beings are not an appropriate match for you, as you are not an appropriate match. As soon as you accept that, we are going to be in a better place. Make sense? Okay. So I want you to think for a moment. I'll give you just a second to catch up. What are some of the mistakes that you have been making? Is it the picker? Is it the lack of socialization? What is, or a combination of all of them? What are the mistakes that you are making? I want you to take a note of that. Why is that important? Because now you know how to correct it. You know what you need to do. If it's the socialization, you need to go outside. If it's the picker, you need to write down those non-negotiables. And I said, we'll dig more into that in a moment. I need you to be clear on exactly what the mistake is that you're making so that we can do the corrective measure to change it. Right? So what actions will you take moving forward? I already outlined that for you. And then again, those non-negotiables, specifically, what are you looking for in a mate? That's good for everybody. I need you to be very clear on what you're looking for. And I call that the non-negotiables. Okay. So now we're moving on to the next step, which is how to make yourself be the catch versus you trying to do the catching. Okay. So this is the approach that I use when I work with my coaching clients in my 8-week coaching program, The Partner You Deserve. I call it the SSS approach, the SSS approach. Okay. What is it? So number one, self-reflection. We talked about that. The mistakes that I'm making, I need to correct it. So we covered the first S. The next S is stepping up. So I have the answer as to what I'm doing wrong, but how am I going to change the behavior so that I can actually correct the mistake? That's the stepping up. It's also working on becoming the best version of me. So identifying what are the behaviors and traits in me that are not desirable, that makes dating me more difficult than it should be, that makes being in a relationship with me more difficult than it should be, that makes a good man hesitate approaching me, makes a good man hesitate committing to me, makes a good man, emphasis on good man, hesitate marrying me, and changing that behavior. That's the work that I do in week 3 when I work with my clients. We create an action plan as to how we're going to change that behavior because none of us are perfect and there's room for improvement. And then the last piece is sitting back. We're not thirsty. We're going out socially. We're smiling. We're networking, but we're not chasing down men. No man in his right mind wants to be chased anyway. So we're not doing any favors by chasing after people who don't want us. Okay, so I do want to take a little bit of a break or just a moment because I want to tell you guys my story. I want you to understand that I know where many of you all are coming from. And it's been a while since I shared my story, so I want to take a moment to do just that. This is a picture of me when I was 26 years old. I'm rough. I was on the beach. And if you notice this arm, you keep this between me and y'all. This is not Andrew Wellington. Okay. This is literally the only picture I can find of the gentleman that I was dating before Andrew, before my husband. Tall, dark, and handsome, professional athlete, right? All the things that people would think that they would want. And this guy was either unwilling or unable to deliver. I don't know the difference. I don't know which one, and it really doesn't matter, right? Also, and this is not me being shady, I just happened to find this when I was doing this slide. I'm surprised I even had a picture of the arm. Like, when we're done, we're done. And I need y'all to embody that. When you're done, you're done. All right. Which includes deleting everything. Nonetheless, with this gentleman for 4 years, and he couldn't deliver on anything I wanted. I wanted to get a savings account where we were both contributing. Can't deliver. I wanted to buy a house. Can't deliver. I want to be engaged. Can't deliver. I want to be married. Can't deliver. I want to be have children. Can't deliver. So guess what? I can't move forward with you. Right. And it took me 4 years. I don't want you to take any longer for you. Anybody who's in a situationship and you know this person can't deliver, please stop today. Okay. This is a picture of me on my 27th birthday. Please note, where is the tall, dark, and handsome athlete? He's not inside paying the check. Right. And I love my girlfriends. These are my friends. Right. Like, if y'all know me personally, you see these ladies on my page. These are my friends. Celebrating birthdays by myself is the point of this picture. Going to weddings by myself is the point of this picture. My 30th birthday, Allison's 30th birthday. Hey, celebrating my 30th birthday by myself is the point of this picture. And this is where I drew the line and drew, okay? Because I'm tired of celebrating by myself. I'm tired of traveling by myself. I'm tired of doing life by myself. So I drew the line at my 30th birthday and I said, this has to end. And I'm going to get back into the dating scene expeditiously. I'm not wasting any more time. Okay. And that's where I met my Andrew. Guess what? Christmas is with my man, traveling with my man, weddings with my man. Okay. Stupid poses. This was in LA. He was supposed to be like, well, not anymore, Puffy. And then I'm like Mace, right? Hip hop poses and silliness, right? He took me to Vegas for my birthday, a surprise trip. This is us in Aruba. Okay. Met my dad in Florida. Other guy never met my dad. Other guy, I don't even met my mom. Little stupid dates, cold dates too. I don't even want to go on this date. That's another story for another day. Okay. Finally, somebody who was showing up. Birthdays. Valentine's Day 2022. I had a little rogie in there. I didn't even know it at the time. Right. And then notice the Snapchat, our engagement. Okay. This is it. This is it. Someone finally showing up in the way that I needed them to, in the way that they desired, because I put my foot down. And at the time, I didn't know I was creating this program, The Partner You Deserve. I created the program for me. I followed the regimen that I teach. And this is how I'm in the healthy, happy marriage that I desire. Okay. So you do not have to choose. You do not have to choose between love and your education, like we're told. You don't have to choose between your career and a family and your relationship. You can have the education that you have, you can have the career that you have, and you can have the partner that you have. But again, you just need to follow the rules. Okay. So again, what are those mistakes? Because we need to correct the mistakes. Choosing to stay in. So we're going back to that was number 3 on the list of the mistakes. You are making a conscious choice and you need to stop making that choice, right? I am trying to lose the baby weight. I have made a conscious choice to not eat anything, cookies, cake, ice cream. I'm not going to say no sweets, but no cookies, no cake, no ice cream. I'm making a conscious choice. And you need to stop making that choice. Okay. You make the excuses. I don't feel like it. There's no one who's good out there anyway. It'll eventually work out on its own. And here's the tea, it hasn't. It hasn't worked out on its own. We are here in this call at 30, at 33, at 35, at 38, at 40, at 42, at 44, at 45, at 47, at 50, and it hasn't worked out on its own. So clearly we have to do something different. Okay. So this is one of my clients, Abby, mom of one, Northern California, did not go outside. Did not go outside. Well, if you don't go outside, you ain't gonna find anybody. But guess what? She listened to me. She joined my coaching program. She listened to the advice that I'm laying out for you guys now, which is very simple advice. Many times you just need an accountability partner and a coach who's gonna put their foot in your neck, right? She went outside, and guess who she met outside? Her husband. Her husband. Guess what? They purchased a home together. She's coming in with a son. Her son did not have an active father in his life. She has her husband in the home being an amazing dad to her son. Turn it the other way.
No, the other way, Kai. Yes. Ooh. Yes, Tom. One more. Good. Good job. Go. Press. Go. That's it.
Now. Look at that guiding hand.
The thing. You know. Good. Oh.
Say, welcome to my new house. Isn't that beautiful? Right? Finding a partner, purchasing a home in California, providing a home for her son, and having that father figure, right? This is what I do. This is the impact. This is the work. And all you have to do is listen. So there are some myths that I need to dispel for you. Some of you are saying, I don't have control over my love life. I'm great. I'm perfect. I'm showing up as them. That's a myth. I don't have time to date. I know you're a busy professional woman. That's why I create my program the way that I do, 8-week intensive. And some of you might actually be thinking there's something wrong with me. None of those things are true. Those are lies. Okay. You can manifest the life that you want. You do have control over your love life. You do have the time, and there is nothing wrong with you. Okay. But you're making some mistakes. So if anybody follows me on Instagram, I posted this slide in my stories yesterday because I thought it was hilarious. One of the mistakes that my clients make, I'm sure some of you guys are making too, is that you keep choosing projects. Okay. You are not Babiana the Builder. Stop choosing people who are not performing at your level or above. You are a busy professional woman. If you follow me and you're on this call, that is who I work with, busy professional women. And what happens is that we are intimidating to men who are not pleased as to where they are in their lives, and they blame you. I did a video today on YouTube about it. Stop dealing with these projects. What is a project? And why is she choosing them? So I have former clients who they choose mates who are unwilling to commit over and over again. We are not training them to desire commitment. They are not our project. That's not our project. It's not our job to convince someone that marriage is worthy. We only date people if we want marriage, who want marriage. It's not our job to convince them that we want children or we don't want children. They either want it or they don't coming into the game. Okay. Many of my clients, some of you guys are choosing mates based on potential and not reality. We are not 21. When we were 21, we're dating people on potential because we're potential. We're just in college. We don't know the difference, right? We don't know where any one of us are going. But now we're 30, we're 35, we're 40, we're 45, we're 50, we're 55. What potential? We should be almost at the peak already. We should be planning the end of our lives and how we're going to be coasting. We need to stop choosing the people whose lives are an absolute mess. And many of you are doing that simply because you don't want to start over. We have to end this ideology. Okay. One of my clients here, Michelle from upstate New York, was doing that, dating guys that were beneath her. She was in a private practice, a therapist, private practice. And I had to challenge her to demand more. What did we do? We went through her non-negotiables. What are our absolute must for you, Michelle? Once we got down to that list, I gave her the questions she needs to ask, the behavior she needs to pay attention to. And then if someone did not measure up, they were out immediately. That is how you stick to your non-negotiables and your standards. That is how you avoid projects. The way that we get caught up in projects is that we make excuses. No, from the get-go, you get your 6 non-negotiables, you get your questions you need to ask, the behaviors you need to pay attention to. You ask them from our first phone call through to our first date. And if the person does not measure up and have what we require, and we made that list before we even met the dude, if they don't have it, they're out. Okay? Look at her, happily married. Okay, so let's start erasing some of these mistakes. So how do we do it? We talked about the non-negotiables. We also need to create SMART goals around our relationships. I know you guys are familiar with SMART goals, and you do them for your income, you do them for your job. You need to create SMART goals for your relationship. What do you want your relationship to look like? How do you envision your life with your partner? That is a relationship goal. What is the thing that you want to accomplish? Some people say, I want to create a safe space where I can be my authentic self. I want to create generational wealth for my children's children. I want to, end the cycle of divorce, the cycle of abuse. Create that vision. There's not a description of the person. This is a description of the relationship and what you want to create, what you're going to prioritize. Then again, this is a key to what works, the non-negotiables. This is how you vet. This is how you discern. Vetting, gathering the information, discerning, staying 10 toes down in it. Okay. So now with your non-negotiables, you are describing their character or their behavior, not their salary. And not that money doesn't matter. I'm no fool. But a specific salary does not say much because plenty of people can mismanage $400,000. Okay, so we can talk about someone being financially sound, being financially stable, and then break down what that looks like, including a salary. But do not put he has to make 6 figures. That means nothing. 6 figures is 100,000. 6 figures is 999,999. Okay, 6 figures does not mean anything. 6 figures in New York City, six figures in Washington State, different animals. Okay, so not a specific salary. Now, let's talk about in-person interactions. Number one, this is a given. You have to go out socially. You have to go out, okay? There's a three-part or three-tier system that I teach in my coaching program: tier 3, tier 2, tier 1. Tier 3 events are the events that you attend off GP. Someone's baby shower, someone's kickback, someone's 50th birthday, someone's retirement party, someone's birthday dinner. Tier 3, go to them. You need to be functional in the world. Tier 2 of events are going to be events that you attend that are male dominated. So it's spaces that men tend to go, right? So we're going to be talking about sporting events and physical events. Tier 1 events, busy professional women, this is for you. Tier 1 events are going to be where men are in attendance in the majority. However, it's serious in nature. So we're talking about conferences, we're talking about expos in male dominated industries. So real estate expo, financial advisement, things, pharmaceuticals, higher education, Afro tech. If you know tech, don't go to stuff that you don't know anything about. Okay. Political events, fundraisers, community-based events. Okay. So you have to go out. Number two, when you go out, you need to keep it small. So either by yourself or one girlfriend. You are never going out with a guy. I don't care if, oh, he's my dad, he's super old. They'll know that we're not together. No, they won't. Oh, he's my little brother, he's 18. I think you like him young. He's quote unquote clearly gay. Nope. Either one girlfriend or by yourself. The path of least resistance means that a guy is going to approach 1 to 2 women over a group of 5. I need you to monitor your nonverbals. I understand, my ladies who are from New York, you're from Philly, you're from Compton, you're from the rough parts. I get it. But if you're giving them resting B face, they will not approach you, and they'll be right to do so because they're reading the room. We want men who are emotionally intelligent. They can read the room. They will not approach you. The last thing is slow down. I'm a New Yorker. I'm always moving too fast. Slow down. If you're rushing through the supermarket, they won't stop you. You're rushing to the train, they won't stop you. Build in the time to move slowly. Wake up earlier, go to sleep earlier, build in the time. That is how you are going to perfect in-person interactions. Okay. Do some approaching. Now, some approaching can also include women. Engaging with a woman that you don't know in a space, giving her a compliment, introducing yourself, welcoming people, asking a few questions, do some approaching. And if there is a gentleman who catches your eye, you can engage. You walk over, you introduce yourself, you ask them something about why the both of you are here. How did they find out about the event? Are they enjoying themselves? A little da da da. And then you say, it's a pleasure to meet you. I didn't say bag them. I didn't say ask for their number. You can do some approaching. When you are approached, you make it short and sweet. This is not an approach and then now we're on a date with this guy. He didn't earn that yet. He didn't earn that. Keep it short and sweet. That way you can engage with more than one gentleman who you might be interested in. And then you are going to transition to the phone or social media, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. So if you don't want to give out your phone number just yet, you can get a Google number. You can exchange that, or you can give them your social media. But make sure that if they ask, you give. There's not the opportunity to be coy and say, oh, I'll give it to them next time. There may not be a next time. Okay. Now we're moving on to online dating. So again, you need to optimize your dating profile to attract the right people, but more importantly, repel the wrong ones. Again, I'm teaching real stuff. This is literally what I teach in my coaching program. If I have anybody who has been through the program, who's actively in the program, do me the favor and co-sign me right now and say, yes, of course it's not in 40 minutes, right? And we got to go. But this is what I teach specifically. This is hard and fast stuff. This is the stuff that works. Please testify on my behalf. So I need you to know exactly what you want, your non-negotiables. You need to have clear photos of you and only you, not your sister, not your best friend. You don't want them to swipe on you thinking that one photo was the other person and it wasn't you, or not swiping on you because they found that the other person wasn't as attractive as you. You don't want confusion. Clear photos of you and only you, okay? In your bio is 3 lines. I write my bios for my clients in my coaching program, but for the sake of this training, I'm giving you the outline. Your name. Hi, my name is Allie. My name is Allison, right? Go with either your real name or a nickname that you actually use. You don't want to be confused and don't know who they're talking to. My name is Allison. I'm going to go with Allie, right? Or Allison. I'm not going to go with Momo. My middle name is Monique. Nobody calls me that, okay? So my name, something that I like or something I'm passionate about, something that I do that is not work related. Remember, busy professional women, we do not lead, with what we've accomplished. We do not lead with our biggest project ever, our biggest client ever, the biggest case we ever solved, the most money we ever made. It's a passion, something that you're into. I'm a volunteer cheerleading coach for girls in my community here in Brooklyn. I'm super excited and passionate about cheerleading, right? Especially affordable cheerleading for inner city youth. I'm going to talk about that. Maybe it's dancing for you. Maybe it's cooking. Only mention cooking if you love it and intend to do it every day. Whatever your passion is, that's where you insert as your second part. And lastly, what are you on the app for? I am looking for my forever person. I am looking for a healthy, committed relationship. Make it abundantly clear. When we get to the prompts now, that's usually a drop down that says, my favorite thing to do on a Sunday is, you're going to choose 3 prompts. Tres. Okay. And you're going to create a prompt sandwich. The first part of your prompt sandwich, the bread, is going to be something lighthearted, easy, not romantic. Excuse me. I like to things like to do on a Sunday. My third grade teacher would say this about me. You could never beat me in the game of blank. Lighthearted, easy, comedic. That's your bread. That's your first part. That's your soft. The middle part, the meat, right? That's the best part of the burger of your sandwich. That's where you're going to be very clear about what you're looking for. The fastest way to my heart is, the key to my heart is, I'll introduce you to my parents if a relationship with me will work if. That's the hard, the meat. That's what we're getting to. The last part, the soft, is going to be another piece of bread. It gives us some insight in your personality. Tell us a story. Tell us something about you. So that when this gentleman comes across your profile, he can say, oh, Allison likes 90s R&B. I just saw that they're having a show. Drew Hill is performing at King's Theater. I'm going to take her to the Drew Hill show. I need to give him information so that he knows how to act. Does that make sense? Soft, hard, soft. And again, with my clients, I walk them through this whole thing. I do it for them. All right. So at this point, I have given you a crash course in what I teach in my 8-week coaching program, The Partner You Deserve. So you have some choices at this time.
My name is Carissa, and I am giving this testimony to the wonderful Allison. I completed her relationship coaching course back in July. And I just wanted to let anyone know who is on the fence of joining. If you are ready to really do the work, not only within yourself, but to do the work and getting clear on what it is you want for yourself, what it is you desire, sign up for the course. It is an investment, but it is money well spent. A month after I completed her course, I did meet someone that I am currently dating. And even the tools that I've learned throughout the course are the tools that I will continue to use, and I am continuing to use throughout this relationship to make it a success. If you are ready to invest in your future and find your partner, she will definitely get you there. So go for it. Thank you so much, Alice.
Okay. And this is another client.
I was tired of doing the same thing over and over again and not being happy with the results. I had tried dating on and off of apps for several years, sometimes with success, but not ultimately leading to my desired outcome of a committed long-term relationship. And I decided that this was worth the investment, and I wanted to work with a professional who could guide me the same way that I might work with a trainer or an interior designer or someone to help with other aspects of my life that are important. I really wanted to work with someone that was knowledgeable, that could guide me, that could provide hands-on support. And Allison has been all of that and more. She's super professional, knowledgeable, thorough, reliable, and also just really down to earth and really fun. She makes it very practical. She takes the things about dating that make you uncomfortable or intimidate you and makes it really plain, gives you really clear and concrete action steps that help you feel empowered that you have a plan. One of the biggest things I've gained from working with Allison so far is just confidence that I have an actual strategy to approach dating instead of just being out here random and hoping for the best. I would encourage anyone that is considering dating or trying to date differently to work with Allison. I can't say enough good things about her. It's been a tremendous experience. I'm so grateful that I made the decision to work with her, and I know that you will be also.
Okay, folks. So
I just
so at this time, since I've given you the crash course of what I teach, I want to offer you if you're ready to do the work, a spot in my coaching program, The Partner That You Deserve. So, The Partner You Deserve is an 8-week weekly live session program. I go through my 3-pronged SSS approach, of course, much slower, with my clients. And at the end, I also offer 4 months of support. So what are some of the benefits of the program? So I help you clarify exactly what you want in a mate so that you can find and be found by him. I help you reflect on where you went wrong so you don't make the same mistakes over and over again. I help you to create, or we co-create and we optimize your dating profile so you can attract the right people. And as I always say, repel the wrong ones. And you also learn how to master in-person dating, even if you identify as an introvert. You're building confidence so that you can be prepared to date again with intention and focus. And you're emotionally and mentally prepared to commit to build a family, the legacy, and the lifelong love that you desire. Okay. So my coaching program is not for the following people. If you're not interested or ready to be in a committed relationship with one person, it's not for you. If you are not ready to face your fears while I hold your hand and challenge your belief system, it's not for you. If you are not ready to take action and accountability for the role that you play in your life and how it turns out, it's not for you. And if you think that all men, all women, all people ain't SHIT, then I'm going to use this as an opportunity for the next 15 minutes to take questions around dating, questions around relationships, questions around my coaching program, questions about me. I'm going to stop share because I want to be able to see you guys' faces. And again, I do ask that you join the camera if possible. And since I've been talking for the last hour, I do ask that you raise your hand so I can take any questions that you may have, and that you speak so that I can, chill for a second, okay? Please feel free to raise your hand if you have any questions around dating, around relationships, around me, around my story, around my credentials, around the coaching program. So, Angel, I have you up first. I'm asking you to unmute so that you can share your question. How are you, Angel?
Hi, Allison. Thank you for this evening. This was very good and valuable. The question I have is, right now I am a single mom. My daughter's 9, and I occasionally have family members that can cover for me to, do one-off occasions and, events if need be, which I don't like to, but I know that I need to get out in order to meet someone. My challenge is, or my fear is that, okay, yes, you have that occasional opportunity to go out. How do you nourish a relationship and keep someone's interest with having that type of hindrance?
So, is it babysitting? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. How old are the children?
Just one child and she's 9.
Okay. So this is what I would do. Do you have friends in the neighborhood, in the area, who have children too?
No, I just moved here, so no.
Okay. A friend, not one.
Yeah, yes, I do have a friend.
And
Of
with a
course.
child?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Is she single too?
No, she's married.
Okay. That's fine. So I'm going to answer your question directly, and then for anyone else who might be in a similar situation. So I know that you don't want to ask. I don't want to ask. I don't want to ask my own mother, and she lives 7 blocks away. We got to. We have to. We have to ask. So, number one, you're going to ask within reason, right? So, if that looks
Mhm.
like one Friday a month, if that looks like one Saturday a month, we will take that. Also, I would get into any mommy groups that
Mhm.
are that in like Facebook that's in your community, and I would see who are any trusted babysitters that you can rely on. What I would also do is I would eventually, as you get more accustomed to it, it might take you a couple of months to get there, and that's okay. I would befriend any other mom who's a single mom. And once you vet them and you feel confident that, they're trustworthy, you do trade-offs. So that means
Mhm.
every other Friday. So first Friday of the month, I got your baby. The next Friday of the month, you got my baby, and so on and so forth. That way you have someone you don't have to pay, that you trust, who understands, who needs the relief just as much as you do.
Mhm.
Okay. So rely on the people that you can within reason. And again, you could do once a month. Number one. Number two, get into some mommy groups in your community. See who, if there's any trusted daycare folks, right? Or childcare folks
Mhm.
within
Mhm.
reason, because you're not also trying to spend an arm and a leg. And then
Right.
lastly, as you build friendships, befriend other single moms and you do trade-offs.
Okay.
Make sense?
Okay. It does.
Alrighty. Hope that was
Thank
helpful. Of
you. Yes. Thank you.
course. Mill?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I didn't have some of your information before I made plans, but I'm headed to like a dating slash singles conference for the weekend. Um, I decided to sign up for all of the mingling sessions and get the recordings for the information after so I could meet and talk to as many people as possible. But just wondering if you have any additional tips how to make the most out of the weekend.
Okay. So I'll start with this. I'm not crazy about these types of events, the mix and mingle singles, only because I'm not confident about the ratio. What
Right.
guarantees have they given you that there will be enough men to enough women?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. So like I did it before, I got some of your content about making sure that there's more men at the places. So, I don't think there's any, guarantee on how many people are there or what have you.
Okay, understood. So we're gonna work with what we got because you're already going, right? So you're
Right.
already there.
Right.
So mixing and mingling. Number one, remember I said that when we go out socially, do some approaching, and when you do approaching, you normally talk about why we're here, right? Like what brings you here. In this
Mhm.
particular case, it's very clear why we're here. It is a singles mixer. So
Mhm.
I would go in with some talking points, excuse me, and one of those talking points, I would avoid work, only because work is boring and it's extremely repetitive. So a talking point that I would go in is well, obviously I would go in with a joke, right? Like obviously we're both here for a reason. So tell me about what your path has been before landing at this event. Like were you seeing someone, like you could kind of go straight for the gusto if you're lucky, because everybody's here for the same reason. Like what brings you here today? Like why are you here today? Right. And it's like, well, I went to my brother's wedding and I was feeling whatever it is. Right. So
Mhm.
what made you decide to sign up for this event? I've been watching it for months, whatever, whatever. And
Mhm.
from there, engage in natural conversation. But again, keep it short. And by short, we mean less than 15 minutes. If they're interested, you'll say, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. Maybe we can connect at another time. Let them ask you for your phone number, give the number, move on. But you use
Mhm.
the reason why we're here as the topic. If I was going to I like real estate. If I'm going to a real estate conference and I see a gentleman that I found attractive, I walk up to him and I'll say, oh, hey, my name is Allison. It's nice to meet you. I came to hear such and such speaker. What brings you here? That's what I mean by the what brings you here conversation.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Okay. So obviously we're here for the same reason and you'll laugh, right? But what made you decide to pull the trigger and come to this event this weekend?
Yeah.
That would be the kickstart.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Chelsea,
Yeah.
hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So I wanted to hop on the call and see some of the new faces. So I did Allison's program in 2021. I am coming up on just about a year with my current partner. Um, and throughout the last few years of dating um and my even past the program, even getting little gems from Allison. And so I see everybody's most like hesitation is money, which I understand. Everybody's on a budget. It's America. I live in the Bay Area. It's ridiculously expensive. Like six figures is like under middle class here. Like, so I get it. But at the end of the day, if we say that this is the life that I want for myself, then we have to look at the budget and like scale it down. I might not need to go shopping, this month. I can, set aside this amount for this, because in the long run, it makes so much sense. Like, what's the cost of like having your best friend and, you know, your lovey buddy, you know, I had an accident the other day. I hurt my leg. And I had got it all bandaged up, but I was still crying. And I called my boyfriend, and men are very logical. And he's like, well, what do you need? And I was like, I don't need anything. I just want you to come over. And by the time I was like upstairs and like sat down, the front door was already buzzing. Like, you know, so like, what's the price on that, you know? So love you, Allison. Thank you. And I will say that for sure, just beyond dating, she's changed my life in more ways than one. Very much worth the investment. Very thankful for you.
Thank you, Chelsea. I appreciate you taking the time out because you already got your man, but you wanted to come here and testify. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. And I think you said that very well. Like, you can't put a price on your lifelong partner,
He's
on
my best friend. Yeah.
on your children's father, right? So I get it. I see it. Busy professional women got to make it happen. Okay. Thanks, Boo. I appreciate you.
You're welcome, baby.
Catherine. I have Catherine, and I think the last person we're gonna have is Sandra.
Hello, can you hear me?
That's Catherine. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. How can I help?
Yes, I wanted to just ask a question about your thoughts on eHarmony, the dating app.
That's a good question. Where are you located?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay. Hold on a second. So I'm actually going to pull this up in real time. I have an ebook. Let me go to Canva. I have an ebook, and in the ebook, I break down by region which dating apps are the right fit. The dating app ebook. So
Yes, I did see that. I saw that. I think it was Match and Tinder and something else. I can't remember.
Let me see. Ebook.
But I wasn't sure if that was still accurate for 2025.
Yeah, it still is. It still is.
Okay.
So what I'll do is, to save time, 'cause I want to make sure that I get Sandra's question or comment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link the ebook. So this is going to be recorded, and I'm going to be uploading it as a private link to YouTube, and I'm going to send the recording out either tonight or tomorrow morning. In the YouTube description, it's already there, but people don't read the description. I will also pin a link to the ebook in the comments so that everyone can check it out. And it will give you some insight on which apps, but apps is still accurate. I just did it less than a year ago. It is absolutely still accurate.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Catherine. Anything else? I'll let you go because I feel like I'm making you
Oh
wait.
yeah, I just wanted your opinion on it because I know you were doing it like geographically, but I'm in New Jersey, but I'm not limiting myself to this area. Yeah.
So geographically is the best measure because really people think that apps are like magically different. They're really not. Unless you're talking about something like Plenty of Fish or Grinder, they're not drastically different. The best measure is how many people are active on the app at a time. So for those who don't know what I'm talking about, I have an ebook that lists by region which apps are best, but the number one factor in deciding what's best, other than, again, the outrageous apps that are, you know, like we're not farmers only, right? It's going to be the amount of people in your region. So that is a starting point. Now, if you have flexibility, you need to decide how flexible is flexible. So is it 100 miles? That means that's New York, New Jersey, you know, like decide that. But even I did it by region. If you could literally live anywhere, like you could get up and move anywhere in the US, where I'm going to go by in the US because
Yes,
other countries are, I work with clients in other countries and other apps, and it's another cluster. But what I would tell you is nationally is going to be Bumble. Every region is in the US. Bumble has millions of accounts. And number two, I'm a huge fan of Bumble because I don't want people who I would never touch with a 10-foot pole to have access to me. I'm sorry. I know that sounds but we need to be for real. Like, I'm never going to talk to the guy who has the money brick as his photo or has a tear tattoo on his face. So why I'm going to go on Bumble. Bumble's going to allow me the option to choose who gets to reach out to me.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem. That's going to be my blanket answer to you. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. I have a question in the comments. Quick question. I'm currently in a certification program and paying for tuition out of pocket. Will there be another cohort that starts later? That is a good question. So I'm going to be doing this work until I retire from doing this work, right? However, the discount, the 55% off, the $3,000 is the first 10 people who are viewing this video. So I absolutely will have cohorts. I have cohorts that start every 2 months. I started because, right, my program's 8 weeks. So every 8 weeks, I have a new cohort. I absolutely will, as long as I'm living and breathing and passionate about this work. But it won't be at this rate. So what I've had people do is that they will do Klarna, Afterpay, credit cards, whatever it is, they'll pay to lock in the price, and then they'll let me know when they're ready to start. But I absolutely will have more cohorts. I would recommend, if you're in a position to do so, again, Klarna, Afterpay, credit card, lock in the discount now, and then you start. I've had plenty of people start months after they've registered for the program. All right, I think I only have time for one more. So, Sandra,
Well,
I'm here for you. What's up, girl?
okay, I just wanted to say thank you so much for always keeping me so accountable. I'm one of those people that's like so guilty of not leaving the house, and that was my main issue. And I was cracking up when I saw your reel on Instagram, of people in the comments getting mad at you because you didn't tell them that they should be going out to like the Super Bowl parties. And I remember you told us when I first started the cohort back in December, like, have your outfits ready for next month. Make sure you hit up at least 2 Super Bowl parties and go by yourself or one person max. So I did that, and I've been meeting plenty of great guys and going on a lot of really great dates. And for the first time in a long time, I'm super optimistic about my future, my love life, and everything's just looking up. So I just wanted to thank you. Oh, and I want to say I'm jealous because I did not get that deal that you guys are getting right now.
I trust me. I got some people who's in coaching right now, and I know they're giving me the side eye. I love y'all, but y'all took action when you needed to take action.
Yes, thank
Took
God for
action.
Klarna. I took advantage of that, and I even with the higher rate that I did pay with in our cohort, I'm still super grateful, and it's worth every penny. So, girls, you, I would jump. I would jump. All right.
All right, we have 1 more minute, so I'm gonna take Gina. Gina, don't curse me out, please.
Not even close at all. I'm another homebody. I was gonna say I wanted to stay in the house. What'll make this easy? And I'm so grateful. It has absolutely been so worth it. Um, Particularly because of what I can't replace is time. You can get more money, but you cannot get the time back. And I have been on all over YouTube, looking at all these other experts and SMEs and podcasts and everything, and came across Allison. It was so worth it. I wish I had found you sooner. But I'm so grateful. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Gina. I appreciate you. All right, folks, we are right on time. It is 8:15, and I want to honor that time. I'm going to try my best to get this video edited and to you tonight. If you don't get it tonight, you will have it tomorrow. I'll also send updates on how many people have enrolled. So if you are dragging your feet, this is the time to take action. This is the time to take action. This is the time to take action. All right, folks, have a wonderful evening, and I hope to be working with you closely in the partner you deserve. Bye.